Good Monday evening to you all. We're coming to you live from the beautiful city of New Orleans in Louisiana at the United Public Radio Network at 107.7 FM and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network at 105.3 FM on the Gulf Coast. We're on Facebook, we're on Rumble, we're on Roku, and we're on YouTube, and we are the Lightgate. We want to thank our sponsor. It's Carnation Monday. Thank you, Carnation. We love you very much. We're now well into 2 years, and we couldn't appreciate you more. And we want to thank you. And y'all should try them. They're good. Okay. So you see, we have a guest who's openly already here, and I'm excited about this. And so is Preston, and I hope you all are too. Polly, welcome to the show. I'm gonna let Preston get started, and let's run. Go.
All right. Yeah, it's 3 years, Dolly, by the way. That too. Welcome to the Lightgate. It's episode 170. So 52 weekends per year. We're well into 3 years now. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Of course, I am your co-host, Preston Dennett, author, experiencer, researcher, and of course, my lovely co-host is Dolly Safran, and she's also an experiencer, very extensive, in fact. Good news is I finally finished putting in the translations for every single Lightgate episode. So whether you speak Haitian Creole or Zulu or Welsh or Swati or Ebers, anything really. Some of these languages, I don't even know where they're from, over 170, but super excited to be reaching out to all you folks all across this planet. And I'm guessing beyond, because I do think there are ETs who monitor what's going on, particularly with this subject. So that's good news. Also, working hard on Symmetry 2. I know this has been a long road to that, but actually making progress. Finished up some follow-up interviews and got that all lined up to finish the book. So yeah, episode 170. We're so excited to have Polly on tonight. She was on once before, well over a year ago. So it's a delight to have her back. If you didn't get a chance to check out the show, remember all our shows are archived. I forget who we had last week, but it was a good show. I remember that. Do you remember, Dolly? Oh my God.
Was it Michael?
Michael Scott.
Yeah, that's right.
Michael's listening. Okay.
Yeah, that was a terrific show on the Hudson Valley UFO Wave. Absolutely check that out. Michael always delivers. He's the best at what he does. Check out his YouTube channel if you get a chance. We're really trying to get people to go there and enjoy Michael's amazing research. He's regularly posting now, so we're hoping he does really well. So for those of you who haven't heard of Polly before, I'm going to read a little bit about her. This is her bio. She is an experiencer, a researcher, an investigative journalist, and podcaster. She was born in Bogota, Colombia, the eldest of 4 sisters. Studied in Bogota, where she learned both French and English. Very cool. When she was 7 years old, Polly experienced what she can only describe as a download after seeing a picture of an ET craft in a book. And that day, her research on the ET phenomenon started. She felt lonely in a city and family where no one talked about these sort of things. Polly soon began to have recurrent experiences during her sleep where she was again taken inside of a craft to be part of what appears to be the hybridization program. After graduating, Polly received a BA in journalism and social communication, and at the age of 21 left Colombia and went to live in Israel. Her sightings started a few years ago. Together with her son, Polly shares her ET content in many social media platforms around the world. She's quite active. You can see her on Facebook in groups like Babazar and Beyond, UFO UAP Disclosure Australia, NHI Realities, Area 50, that's her own Facebook group. Check it out. It's growing fast. One of her favorite sayings is, 1 second it takes for your life to break. Life must fly as a dragon in the sky, which is really cool. Hi, Polly. We
Thank
love you very much. Thanks for coming on the show.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
We love you
much.
very much.
I love you endlessly. You are family. Thank you so much for the invite. And this is my honor. How are you guys?
We're good. We're really good. Yeah. We're um
Oh,
we're so good. I'm so glad that you're okay too. I'm glad that you're in Israel, we all know, and we know what y'all have been going through there. And just want you to know that we're all behind you 100%. We pray for you a lot. We do.
oh, thank you so
Yes.
much.
And I
Yes,
know
it
the
wasn't.
ETs are trying to get peace on Earth as well. So
Yeah.
that's the one of the
Yes.
messages.
Exactly, and that's one of the messages. Let's love each other, support each other, and hold hands in order to make from this planet a beautiful place for humankind.
Oh my
So,
gosh, I totally forgot to say hello to our guests. Well, you guys know I love you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Ogazan for the donation,
Yes. Thank
Vincent,
you very
and
much.
I don't know, it just slipped from my mind.
Just
I'm
got
just,
excited. That's all. Yeah.
which is fine, probably just fine. Sonny Barnett, thank you.
Yeah.
And namaste. I will say a special thanks to you guys who took the time to donate. But yeah, we love all of you guys. And I see we got quite a crowd here already. Just know
Oh
that
yeah.
we love all of you. And definitely trying to pop up some of these lovely people who've donated because it means a lot. It really helps us.
Very much so.
was,
So
yes.
Most
thank
people
you, thank
don't know
you.
this. We're in a network, but we have to pay for time on the network, and so we have people who like Carnation, they're sponsors for us, but that's only for part of it. The other part of it, we have to pay for airtime for the radio. So we spend
You
75
know,
a month about.
Carnation sponsors the show. We don't get anything from them,
Yeah, it just helps
at
us.
least not yet.
Yeah,
We-
we're working on it. So,
They're sponsoring the station, which is awesome.
right.
So,
So we,
Polly, I am so excited to have you on tonight. There's few people in this field that I just adore and truly respect, who are hardworking, really wanting to get the truth out, and are just trying to knock down that brick wall of lies and delusion and fear, and just put forth the light, the truth, and the love that this field really needs. So thank you so much for coming on.
Preston, you're going to make me cry. Please don't.
That's my evil plan.
Oh my God. Thank
But
you so
seriously,
much. Yes, it's been a huge journey, since I was 7 years old till today, as you mentioned, going through the first experience and not knowing how to talk about this, not sharing this with my family because I didn't even know how to explain this. And actually taking this further into research. Back then we didn't have internet, so I used to buy every single book and comics and whatever I could find just to understand myself and then the phenomenon. And since there it has been just a beautiful journey, and I think we really should listen to those little calls that we get and take them further, because this is disclosure. We are disclosure. Our experiences are disclosure. We can have different perspectives and points of view. We all felt and saw different things. Sometimes we don't agree, but it doesn't mean our experiences are not real. And actually, we can share and compare and do exactly what we are doing here, which is giving ourselves and the others this place where we can talk about it. And understand better, you know. So we are blessed to have you with us, and that we can all be part of this beautiful community when where we can support and share and understand better towards whatever is going to happen, in my opinion.
So yeah, I love that approach because this field has, it's got some politics in it. Every field does. There's people who are competing for fame and money and attention, and that's not what it's about. So I love the approach of just, let's get a consensus. Let's talk. Let's hear each other's experiences. Let's do this in a friendly and respectful way. And I think that goes really far in a field like this, where,
Exactly.
right? Because there's so many people out there who are having experiences and are in a situation like you or like I was, and I think like Dolly was, like all experiencers are, like what is happening? Who do I talk to? Where do I find information on this? How do I move forward? Uh, and this, I think, what we're doing, you, Dolly, I, and pretty much everyone in this field is trying to provide a place for people to go to learn and
You know,
build.
when we research, we use the data, we use statistics, we accumulate as much knowledge as we can before we start reporting about it, and then there's a consensus in the knowledge that we're reporting, and we start to see patterns arising in our data from everybody that we talk to, and the more the merrier, as hopefully, because that helps improve what is coming out there, and it gives people a better idea how to pick through the data to see the trends, what's real. Like the old saying, where there's smoke there's fire. Well, there are trends and patterns that are huge smoking areas in ufology that you can go to and say, whoop, there it is. And then there are other areas where it's like crickets, it's dead silent. Well, okay, those are, you can kind of push them to the side a little bit. And but if everybody sees the data and everybody hears the data, it's easier for them to pick it out. The other day I was watching YouTube, and Danny Sheehan and Linda Moulton Howell and a few other Bassett. What's his first name?
Stephen Bassett,
Stephen Bassett.
Danny Sheehan. You
Yeah,
said that, didn't
on
you?
a huge panel of others as well, but they're the three that I picked out. And they were giving information, and they were talking about how the government is handling all this and what their opinions of everything are. And I found it very interesting because I'm beginning to hear now their frustration with the situation, realizing that they're not going to get full disclosure from them, that we're just being thrown biscuits. And Denny Sheehan is very frustrated of it. Even Stephen Bassett, he's like, everybody's fixated on getting them to give disclosure and then being frustrated at the same time because they're throwing biscuits. And
Yeah.
I heard them say for the first time that that experiences need to be brought in now, that they realize that they're not going to get anywhere without us, without experiencers, that there's got to be some way to stick a wedge under these people and light a fire under them to make them understand that this isn't just their story on us. It's not their narrative on us that they're controlling. We already know. We already have people that know.
Right.
Amazing. It shocked me when I heard him say that. I hope they meant it. What do you guys think?
Well, I hope they want it too, because we cannot take out from this equation actually the experiencers' experiences. Since forever, since Barney and Betty Hill, and we have so many incidents since forever. This is undeniable, and we've been through so much, you know. So our stories, every single one of them, actually comes not only to confirm, but to complete the work that is done right now inside the Congress by the people that are working towards disclosure there. So this is not two different paths. This is the same path with many things inside that should combine together in order to make it happen, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if our governments were truthful and transparent with this subject. They've never been. So they're not truthful and transparent with a lot of subjects. So I find that very frustrating on multiple levels. But let's face it, the heart of the UFO experience is contactees. This is what it's all about. It's not really about the government and what they know. Who really cares? The fact that they're trying to take these craft and reverse engineer and weaponize this technology is a sad state of affairs, but it has no effect on the fact that millions upon millions, probably billions of people have had direct contact. And that's where the truth is, that's where the knowledge is. And this is an unprecedented opportunity, really, for all humanity to elevate themselves beyond the barbarism and the warlike ways and the stupidity and the delusion and really the sad state of affairs that we've been in for such a long time, which I know, I mean, we're all culpable to some degree because we have not stood up and said enough is enough. I think we feel a little bit powerless against governments that are acting the way they do, but we're not. I've always said this, the people are the most powerful force on this planet. So I think that's what we're seeing right now with you guys and everyone else out there. This subject going mainstream, people saying enough is enough. We're tired of the lies. At this point, we don't even care what you guys have to say because we know the truth and we're going to tell everybody. So it's
Right.
very cool. And I think it's a good era for humanity right now because the truth is coming out.
It is. Yes, it is. And I think, it feels hard, like tough, like every step is just a baby step. But if we look through history, huge progress has been made. And now we are looking at on the news is all over, and finding articles is easier and seeing like people are more interested. Like I think there is some kind of awakening somehow. I mean, kind of there is a little bit more of consciousness even in those that were in denial. And that's the goal, you know? Because when we see those videos released from the government, for us, in my opinion, well, we've seen those stuff, right? We are looking for other kind of evidence that will show the ultimate proof, let's say, right? But in the other hand, we have the experiencers' voices that need to be shown and listened to because we are part of it too, and not less important than the whistleblowers themselves.
Yeah, I wish
Yeah.
wishing isn't getting, okay, but mainstream media services do not present things UFO as they happen, not in a way that is comprehensive. It's usually a week later or 2 weeks later, and it's always the government guiding it, what they say, and they're very dubious about it. They're back and forth. I would like to see all the schoolyard UFO experiences come forward. I would like to see people who have been on cruise ships sing them. I would like people who've been at games, somewhere, or games at coliseums to come forward and talk. And they start bringing in these people who do have photos, who do have video, who do have solid, rock solid, uh, produced information about this. And I would like somebody to get real about going to IRO, APRO, whoever the heck it is, all the information, hint, hint, and bring these reportings and match them up to the people and let the people speak publicly about it to Congress. Okay, we have hundreds of thousands of reports of people and they just bury it. And they
Yeah.
need to allow these people to go before Congress. These are reported incidences from 50 years ago all the way up. Okay. And that's where I think they should begin. I think they should just open those up and start matching people to it, find them and bring them forward and let the entire media have the experience of listening to them in Congress. They
Right.
need,
And I think another thing important here is don't stay with the first article that you find.
right,
Always go deeper and do your own research because there are so many versions of everything, and we are all in different states of consciousness too, right? And we all have different paths depending on our consciousness, depending on our beliefs, depending on our education, depending on our countries. So no matter what, always do your research, go deep and deep. Don't stay just with ChatGPT. Okay, that's not the final answer. Okay, and make the right questions for the right people and just do your own research. Don't stay just for with the first article because there is a lot of misinformation and disinformation.
right.
And
Yeah,
we are trying to fight that too.
yep.
Right.
There's a huge library in New Mexico. Preston, what's the name of it? I'm
I
bad with
couldn't tell you. It's not the Roswell UFO Museum, but it's
no,
near Alamogordo. I think it's a data center.
right.
I shouldn't use that term.
It's
It's
not
a library or a museum.
yeah,
It's not a no. Let me rephrase that. It's filled with magazines like APRO and all the UFO information. It's one of the biggest collections.
it's got files, it's got everything. I think somebody there's trying to get it so it can go online and you can look stuff up online from there as well. You can call them and ask for information and they'll send it to you. That's a
It's
really
a
good.
great step. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good, like, if you want to go research something, go to the source, where it's sitting, where they have actual information. It's a huge place out there. There are people who work there, they'll help you. Then there's, if you go online, you can find, different UFO magazines over the years. They're out there, they're online. You can download them. You pay a little fee and you can download research stuff onto your computer and have a reference library for yourself. I
Awesome.
mean, there's plenty. And just by, looking at different shows and listening to reports, that people put out. And it's a wonderful way to do research. It really is. And sometimes if you live in an area where there's somebody and you know where they are, you can, maybe find out if they have information out there that they can be contacted and you can talk to them, hear it from the horse's mouth. Everybody's, what, 80% of the world has seen a UFO. 80% of the
No,
world.
I don't know if it's that high.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
it's not reported that high.
Well, no, I know.
20% of people claim to have seen a UFO publicly.
I know, but it's more like 80. It's 80. It's 80. I don't even have to think about it. I know it's 80% of the planet has seen a UFO and have talked about it amongst their family and friends, but not publicly because they're afraid to talk about it. And no, they don't report it. There's plenty of people who've seen military stuff and don't talk about it and don't report it. There's all kinds of things going above our heads. Half the people don't even know the difference between a Starlink and a regular satellite and the ISS. I mean, there's ways to educate yourself through this. You can call your local astronomy people, and find a place where they've got a big telescope up and they have links on those. You can ask them questions. They got information. Go look at the sky one night. Just do whatever it takes.
Well, what's really interesting is, I think many years ago, decades, it was a different climate for this subject. And I know because I had a missing time experience at age 9 or so. And the idea of missing time was absolutely foreign to me. All I knew was that I was missing some time. I was supposed to be in my bedroom, I was in my bedroom, just playing, reading, and next thing I know, it's late afternoon, and I'd missed lunch. And they're like, "We looked for you, we called for you, we checked the room, you weren't there." I'm like, I was here. I did not go to sleep. There was no lapse of consciousness. And I had no idea. The idea of UFOs was the farthest thing from my mind and would be for another at least 10 years, closer to 13, actually. That's how it kind of began for me.
Yes, I
So,
understand the feeling.
and my brother Mark, he saw a UFO when he was like 17, and he tried to tell people. Nobody would listen. Uh, I think he more than saw a UFO. I think he probably was taken on board because something appeared in his arm, this, this little implant. I don't know what else to call it because that's what it was.
Yeah.
But so I'm interested, Polly, because you growing up in Colombia, is that correct? Uh,
Yes,
I mean,
I
now
was.
that this topic I think is well known all over the world.
It
But
is.
back then, I mean, how did this kind of unfold for you? You said it started with seeing a picture in a book.
Well, as you said, I was born in Bogota, Colombia, and back then there were no news or information about it. No one was talking about it. Um, right now, Colombia is a hot spot. Mm, Sightings are going on. The Bugasphere is a huge issue. So, many things are going on in Latin America too, Brazil and everything. When I was 7 years old, um, I remember we had this beautiful library in the third floor of our house. My father, rest in peace, was a pediatrician, and my mother is a nurse, like you. So I remember being only 7 years old. I used to come back from school, and I loved picking those books and just trying to understand our body from the inside out. Like, I love medicine. Our body for me is the most amazing thing, the brain and everything. So I could not understand the language because I was only seven and it's medical language. But the pictures, it's so amazing to see it from inside. So there was this time I came back from school. I picked up one of those books as usual. But the difference was that when I opened it, I saw what looked like a black and white picture with what looked like a triangle with three white dots in each corner. I wish I could know who was the author of the book or something. I don't even know why that was in my father's library, you know.
Could be it.
But yeah, so um, I remember I was looking at the picture, trying to understand what I was looking at because I've never seen something like that before. But the feeling was like while I was looking at the picture, and Preston, you just mentioned missing time. It's like everything around me, my surroundings, like time stopped. So I could not hear my sisters or my grandmother or the birds. Bogota is a big city. So nothing, it's like everything around me stopped. I was looking at the picture, and suddenly I started seeing inside my brain green numbers. Green numbers like a computer running numbers,
Oh, wow.
and those were series of zeros, ones, threes, and fives. And they were running in my brain, and I was petrified. I could not move. The feeling is like I could not breathe, but like I was in a bubble or something. Everything around me looked like time stopped, and those numbers were translated in my head like images. So actually, I could see the triangle on the picture hovering outside planet Earth. And I guess that's the first time I got kind of, I guess, a telepathic communication, a message somehow. I just felt very deep, kind of inside my chest, something telling me this is not your technology. We don't live on planet Earth, but we come to visit you from time to time. And a second after, everything stops. The numbers stopped, and suddenly I felt I could, like I came back to myself again. I could breathe again. And so time and everything I could hear again, my sisters, my grandmother, the birds. I could move, I could breathe. I don't know how much time I was standing there petrified with the book, but my feeling is that I was completely lost. I was
Now,
only 7 years old and I just needed to have a seat.
was it the
Yeah,
same book you looked at with the triangle in it, or did that change?
no, it was the same one.
Ooh, did you ask your dad, what is this?
Well, unfortunately, my dad died 4 years ago, and it was because of Alzheimer's. So
Hmm.
when I actually discovered all these, after all the research and the years and everything, I could not talk about it because he was not here anymore. His mind was not
Hmm.
here.
Wow.
So I don't know. What I know is that there was this time that I don't think he knew he was what he was talking about. But there was this time that he told me, I was trying to kind of turn off the stereo with my finger without touching the stereo. And I did it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I said, like, what do you mean? I was so little, I could not understand. But I think he had some kind of telekinesis, you know? And in another time, he told me, there was this time I was sleeping and I got out of my body and I was traveling all over and I did that twice.
Hmm.
The thing is that the second time I could not find my body back. And I was scared to hell because I thought I was going to die. I found my body back and I never did that again.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew he was talking about time traveling or
He
something. I
might have
don't
been. He
know.
might have been trying to tell you something. I'm gonna go put the chicken to sleep. I'll be right back. I love.
Okay.
So that book that you picked up, was that a UFO book then, or
Well, in my opinion, it was. I wish I could know what book that was, but I understood in that, I was completely aware because I just came back from school. I wasn't sleeping, I was awake. Afterwards, like when I started researching, and is where I say, I think we all get that awakening moment
yeah?
and you decide if you take it further or not. I remember being very confused. I didn't even know how to talk this with my parents. How am I going to explain this? I don't even know how to prove it, you know?
Yeah. Well,
So I,
I'm just wondering if your father was going through these same sort of things, because if this book is on his shelf and you're explaining these paranormal psychic experiences. I'm beginning to
Exactly.
wonder because we know that this travels in families,
Exactly.
right?
That's my feeling. I think he knew, or he was interested, or something was going on with my father for sure, because my mother was not there at all. When we started receiving all these series from the States, Star Trek and V, The Final Battle,
Yeah,
you
I
know
remember.
I used to watch those series, and I used to say to my mother, like, Mom, there are other people around the world, or like aware about these. They are telling us the alien phenomenon through Hollywood somehow. This is real. And my mother was saying, like, no, come on, this is Hollywood. So there wasn't really someone to talk about it, but I think my father had some idea because of his own experiences, and that's why he had the book.
Well, here's my question. You have this experience. You were 7, you said. Um,
Yes.
so how much impact did that experience have on you? Was it like, oh my God, this happened, and then you kind of just went on with your life, or was this something you thought about daily, or how much? How?
No, this had a huge impact on me. It took me some days to analyze, and I was questioning myself. Maybe I'm crazy. Even I was 7 years old, maybe something is wrong with me. So I
Hmm.
did not talk about it, not with my parents. No, actually, I thought I would hear other people talking about it. Maybe my friends at school, maybe, I don't know, but no one. And I did not see that kind of airplane in the Colombian skies. So I said, okay, I'm not staying with these. I need to research. I thought in the beginning it was related to the Colombian mythology, or maybe angels. So I started buying books. I remember I bought Many Lives, Many Masters from Brian Weiss, and I was buying all kind of stuff, but nothing was making sense, not with the triangle, not with the telepathy message, not with ghosts, not with nothing. Till I started seeing the series from the States. So I understood this is about the alien phenomenon. Somehow I got a kind of message somehow, and I need to research. So my research started when I was 7 years old. I finished school, started university. I studied journalism and social communication. And after I when I was starting my BA, I had this strong feeling that I need to leave Colombia. I love my country very much, but for some reason I need to leave, and the place is Israel. Never been here before, took my luggage and came here. Alone, no family. I was only actually 21 years old.
Wow, that takes courage.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know how I did that, but I don't think I will do it today. But when you are 21, everything it looks like possible.
Yeah.
So here I am, 27 years later. The truth is that I am grateful for that decision, because now I see it as a redirection and a confirmation of my own experiences. So after I finished my BA, I decided to come here. And I'm sorry if my English is not perfect, but I'm trying to translate. English is not my mother tongue language, so
I
I'm trying to
understand.
translate from three languages at the same time. So I apologize. I'm trying to do my best.
No, you're doing just fine.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I understand you completely. Trust me. I don't think in
Thank
English.
you
I
so
think in
much.
Swedish. I'm
So
constantly learning.
actually, when I came here,
Yeah.
we well, technology was here already more advanced, and I met internet for the first time in my life. And so actually that was the first time I found information about MUFON. And I understood that I am not alone, that I am not the only one, that people are sharing their sightings and experiences all over the world. I even heard Bob Lazar talking for the first time. And so I said, like, that was a huge boom for myself because I said, oh my God, like, this is not only that we've been lied for years, but here is this guy, an insider, that saw the actual stuff inside Area 51 and not knowing if it's true or not, the fact that the government is aware about this and is being lying and we are like in total denial, not happening. So that's where my journalism took, like, I could not continue being a journalist here because the laws are different in Colombia and Israel. But I totally took my journalism in order to start researching about the phenomenon, understanding myself better. And that's where I started years ago, sharing the most accurate information I could find about the phenomenon, experiencers, writers, you name it, podcasters,
Yeah.
so I could share it around the world, trying to grow
Yeah.
consciousness.
You know what I think? I think that lots of people, billions, get that sort of download as a kid. But like you said, a lot don't really listen to it, or they shelve it away, or they deny it, or ignore it. But it's so interesting to me because I see this with contactees. They have this experience at a very young age. Because that was the age when I knew I was going to be a writer. There was no question. I knew what I was going to do with my life. Now I'm thinking, well, you know what? I think I might have gotten the message. And Mark D'Antonio, we had him on the show. He had an
Yeah,
experience. He's like, I'm going to be an astronomer. And of course,
yeah,
now he's a huge astronomer. And you have this experience. Dolly, of course, became a nurse and also studied astronomy. Here, I'm
yeah, and there
guessing
was
that,
always that connection with the sky, Like
right.
I always remember looking into the sky and feeling this feeling that like we are not alone. I belong to something else, someone else, like something else is calling me. So I used to tell my mom, I'm going to be an astrophysicist, or and my mother was like, what the hell are you talking about? For me it was so clear. And as you said, Preston, unfortunately there are people that get that call and ignore it for whatever reason, and it's fine too. We are not judging. The point is that this is a reality, and those that are still in denial, well, unfortunately, will
Wake
get
up
the shock
someday.
of their lives.
Yeah, you're gonna get the shock of your lives. Exactly.
Right.
It will happen. Promise. You
Yeah.
know what amazes me is that there are people who are hearing this, okay, and they are covered by a belief system that will not allow them to rationalize through what's going on, because they'll see it because of whatever they've got going on with themselves. They're notched into something that won't let them pass the door to open their eyes and let in truth.
I've
All
been there. I
yes,
was definitely there for years. It
yeah,
was
and it
science. Science locked me in. I'm like,
yeah, and there's all kinds of reasons that can happen, right? And then one day the shock comes and you're standing there and it's undeniable, and you have to go through a process of reassessing everything that's going on in your head about things. And it doesn't mean you're going to still be locked into this. You might be, it might take a while to crawl out of it. Some people dig even deeper into this system that they're in and refuse to come out of it, and then others jump out willingly and go, okay, hey, just lay it on me, you know. And it is so much our right as humans to decide what we're going to do with anything, okay, including knowledge. And we have to be very respectful of others, you know, of
Yes.
what they think and how they feel and what they know, and only hope to bring them knowledge so that they can weigh this, you know, the science of it, the truth of it, against what they think they know, you know. and
Right.
and let the wisdom come to them on their own terms, in their own time, at their own pace. And we're very much
Exactly.
in that situation right now. And so it's like it will spread, it will get bigger, people will start opening their eyes more. That is, there's no doubt in my mind, this is actually occurring right now. How And you have to understand that we have two factions on us all at the same time. We have a faction that doesn't want us to know the truth, and then another faction that wants the truth. And they're push me, pulling you back and forth. And they both have agendas. Never doubt that for a second. They both have agendas.
Right.
And then in the middle of it, there's ET. And it is a very human trait to put our value systems or the way we think on ET. And
Right.
uh, that's the one thing that I would tell people who are listening to us right now, is that you can't do that. You only have yourself and your own perspective to go from, and you can't know somebody until you know them and know what they are and who they are and why they are. And the only way you can do that is to educate yourself. It might take a few minutes, it might take a week, month, a year, or whatever, but you have to be open to the fact that they don't think like you at all. And how, you know, wondering how they think is an interesting process, because we have to do ourselves first, because what we know needs to be done first. What we understand needs to be valued first before we go placing judgments on them. And unfortunately, I see this occurring already. I see judgments being passed, and misinformation and disinformation by operatives, and you know what I'm talking about. And that is throwing mud at everybody. And so I want you all to very carefully work this out for yourselves first. Don't believe anything. Figure it out. It's You can do that. Don't let anybody frighten you, because fear is what's slung at people to control you. Don't allow your minds to be controlled over this.
Well, I think the problem is we all have a belief system. It's unavoidable. And having interviewed so many people, some who have been profoundly religious, I'll never forget interviewing this guy who was a Mormon and had his encounters, and it was so difficult for him.
Yeah.
He really had a hard time, and eventually just left the Mormon religion because he could not process his experiences with that belief system. So I think what we need to do, and this is a process I think that we all go through, to basically learn to see beyond our own beliefs.
Right.
And it's difficult to do. But as time goes on and we gain in personal experience, because when got in this field, I was a skeptic. I didn't believe any of it. Then I found it was real. And I'm like, okay, this is amazing. What's going on? Still had to figure out what was going on. Finally got a handle on that. Not in a million years did I think I was having experiences, even though I was having experiences. I thought, well, I saw a UFO. Okay, yeah, I forgot about it. I did have missing time.
Right.
Never occurred to me that this was, what a contactee experience is.
Yeah.
It was a
And
process.
actually, it's very interesting what you are saying, because sometimes you realize it only when you look back, you know. Meaning, you remind me, when after I came here to Israel in 2006, I was having a very bad headache. I went to hospital, they did an MRI in my head, and the doctor told me, like, listen, you have two cysts inside your head. One of them is the size of a tennis ball, and we need to operate like as soon as possible because you're going to lose your left eye. That's why I'm shaved here, the
Wow.
open head. Now, I'm telling this because they found another cyst in the pituitary gland.
Mm,
For those that don't know, the pituitary gland is inside your brain,
right.
between
Midbrain.
your two eyes,
Yeah.
behind your nose.
Yep.
And in my case, usually the best way to go and operate that is through your nose. Exactly. So I was operated that year in 2006 twice. Now, the pituitary gland, it's important because she is responsible for the functioning of your hormones in your body,
Right. It's
especially in women.
yep.
It's very much responsible for your ovulation cycles and your emotions and your, it's kind of in all of us.
Right.
But in me specifically, this story is important because when they got to that cyst, the neurosurgeon found what looked like a metallic little something inside the cyst that was in the pituitary gland. And when he tried to take it out from the nose, the whole thing exploded,
Mm,
meaning the fluids of my brain were flowing from my
right.
nose, and
Yeah.
I almost died on the
Mm.
spot. So they glued everything very fast there. And afterwards, the neurosurgeon talked with me in a very private conversation. And he said, listen, I don't know how the hell that was there. Okay. When I tried to take it out, everything exploded. We needed to do this and to do this and to do this to save your life. You are okay now. You need to stay at hospital because we need to control your brain fluids. But so far, all good. Now, back then, and that's why I'm saying this because sometimes you only think about it when you go back. I didn't think it could be an alien implant or something like that. I don't know. I don't have a confirmation for it. If it was an implant, I don't have it. It exploded. I have the MRIs, I have the tests, I have the discs, I have everything. But not even in the report is written. So again, I don't have how to prove what happened.
Yeah, they would never let you prove it. If you had an implant of any kind in your body, no doctor will leave evidence of it. No doctor on this planet. They're all ordered by every government on this earth not to, you know?
Yep. I have evidence of that actually.
Yeah.
Mark
And
D'Antonio
my
talked about it.
Yeah.
neurosurgeon died. Here he died some years ago too.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He's one of my angels now. So
Mm.
I cannot talk with him. So I'm stuck again with my version, you know?
Yeah, but you
You
you're
know.
you know that's the point.
Exactly.
You know it's truth, and you're not speaking. Trust me, there are plenty of people with this issue, and they all concur with you. Trust me, anybody who's got an implant already knows the answer. You're not telling. You're telling the truth. You know, and the fact that you had to have the surgery. I have never heard of a pituitary cyst exploding. Just so you know, that's a new one on me. Okay, so you're damn lucky because those things generally do kill you
Yeah,
instantly, instantly because it causes a cavalcade. Your whole brain goes into shock, you know, and it'll shut all
exactly.
your body systems down at one time. And it's your pituitary. That's the regulator for your entire hormone access, you know, and
Exactly.
and it's
And
all of those
why
things,
this
your
is
thyroid, your
so
pituitary, your
related.
ovaries, all of it,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
And
You have
wow,
there
you're a
all the
walking, talking miracle. I'm not kidding. You probably
no.
also were in the right hospital for this. I'm thinking in Bogota, Colombia, they did not have the ability to save you from this. and that
No,
what sent you to Israel was that, okay, the beginning of
exactly,
it, okay, because
exactly.
I've been in situations where I was exactly where I needed to be because I made the decision to be there out of nowhere, and boom, I had exactly the right surgeons, everything. I mean, I've trust me, I've I know what it's like. You cheat death. You know, it's like you should be dead. I've heard that many times. It's like, oh,
Exactly, exactly. You know, I was so blessed I was here because I don't think
yeah,
I could have survived that in Colombia. The neurosurgeon that took care of me was the best neurosurgeon almost in Israel. It was a very
see,
complicated
there you
case.
go.
As you
Yeah,
said, you know, those things don't usually explode. So something really happened there. Actually, I was left with a needle inside my spine for 2 weeks
yeah. They put a
because they
shunt in
needed.
to drain the fluid. Yeah, keep the fluid level
Exactly.
right. Yeah, the shunts.
Exactly.
So you've been in Israel since you were in your 20s?
I was 21. Now I am 50. I just got up to the fifth floor.
Congratulations. Moving
Yeah,
on up.
happy birthday.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey,
was
as someone
21.
who's in their
So
60s, you're a baby.
Yeah,
we are like the wine. We only get better. So
that's right. There
So,
you
so
go.
I'm curious though. In Israel, I like covering cases from all over the world, and I remember finding a couple in Israel. Not a lot. Of course, there's Yossi Ronin. We absolutely love Yossi. Uh,
yeah,
but I'm
he's a
wondering,
good,
when you're searching
beautiful
for
soul.
information in that country, is there a UFO reporting center there? Are there UFO researchers there? Are there
There
books written?
are. We are. Actually, I am very much involved with MUFON Israel. Um, the CEO and founder of MUFON Israel is a very good friend. I am moderating there too, trying to grow consciousness also inside Israel. Is not simple. But we have here very known, prestigious ufologists that have been investigating our cases since forever. Actually, I am in touch with two of them. Both of them were in different sites, were um, sightings and stones were found after the sightings. Some of those stones actually were and are still being analyzed in the United States, even by Gary Nolan, the scientist. There is a special um, silicon component on those stones. It's silicon, we can make it here on planet Earth, but that specifically composition seems not made by us, and that's what we are trying to find. That silicon has been found in other sites around the world, and so we are working on it. um, so I am in touch. I am in touch with people that are in touch with people. I cannot really talk about it because, you know, everything here is kind of complicated also because intelligence issues, and we are all military people. So but we are working hard on it. And if you'd like to have information about this contact, just let me know. Maybe you can even try to talk. I can contact you with Tal, the CEO and founder of MUFON Israel, so you can have a talk with him. Actually, we interviewed him, and you can see the stone is beautiful. You can put an ice on it and the ice melts. It's like
Oh,
it's got a special thing. Yeah, it's very interesting. So we are working on it too. People think this things happen only in the United States, but
No, well, we
it's
have
not.
example A.
Right?
Everybody's seen the video of the UFO. They went over the Rock of the Dome. I mean, the whole world saw that. So if they don't
Right.
think that Israel's involved, they're wrong. They are. You all are. We all
It's
are.
some of the
Everybody.
best footage that there is. There's maybe
Yeah.
10 really good pieces of footage out there, and that's one of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So people just need to be aware and look up into the sky. Like things are going on. Even if it's reverse technology,
Yeah.
it
Well, we all
means
need to watch that. That's exactly right. We need to follow that. We need to understand what they're doing with that. That's key
yeah.
in ufology. Yeah. And I think most ufologists are starting to get on board with watching what's happening with that and why. You know,
It is.
the more you know, the more you know. You know.
So,
Right, right. So, what I wanted to say with all the surgery stuff is that when we are talking about synchronicities and confirmations, um, in 2013, after the surgeries and everything, I decided to get pregnant. And
Which would have been impossible because of what you went through. No
it,
kidding. Yeah.
yeah, well, the tests look great. The doctors were saying, like, we don't understand, like, everything looks great, but you don't seem like something is happening in the middle. Now, what he didn't know is that in the middle, I was having a new experience while I was trying to get pregnant. And this one happened actually when I go to sleep. It seems like I get in some kind of frequency where I feel like vacuumed into another soil, and I land in what looks like um the best way I can describe it is like a red desert, like a very red sand desert and rocky mountains. Everything looks very brownish and like um it's not hot, it's not cold, it's a very nice environment, but very dry, you know. And I feel lost. I start walking and walking, and I'm asking myself, how did I get here? Because, I was sleeping. I just went to bed. So I'm conscious about it. And suddenly I see far away a figure that comes towards me. And when he gets about 2 meters from me, I understand this is a little boy, like a 5, 6 years old boy. He looked very humanoid, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the hands, the legs, even hair. But the eyes looked like the eyes of the Greys, bigger, very black, very profound, huge. Exactly, that's the little one. And I love him very much, because this kid felt from the beginning, the first time I saw him, like he was my own kid. I did not even understand the feeling because I was not a mother yet, but I felt like this boy is mine, and I am ready to do for him everything, but everything,
hmm.
you know. So actually he takes my hand, and when I take his hand, we start walking. And he is the one through his touch telling me, calm down, everything is okay, there's nothing to worry about, because I'm stressed, I'm trying to understand what is going on. And I'm thinking in human terms. We need food, we need shelter, we need water, where is his family? What is this boy doing here? And he started guiding me. We walked and walked and walked. My questions are not answered. I am feeling this boy, his touch is calming me down. And suddenly, we see in the middle of nowhere a tent, a simple tent, a Jesus tent, four sticks and a fabric, like for 10 people. So I was so happy. I said, "Oh my God, we found his family, so let's go. And he opens the tent. And when we go inside the tent, I guess that's the shock of my life because this is not a tent. Inside, this is a huge round craft where I could see two floors. In the second floor, there were like black smoked windows all over. And in the first floor, everything looked so like a metallic, simple, like there is only what you need, you know? Everything is clean, designed, you know? Um, and then I see into my left, there is a voice. There is kind of an entity sitting in a what looks like a cube structure with stairs. And this entity tells me, "We are glad you are here because you are the only one that can help us and save us right now." So if I was already in shock, that was like I started losing it because I did not understand what was going on, how I got there, helping with what, who are you guys, you know? So the little boy takes my hand again. He calms me down. And with his other hand, he finally shows me the whole place. So I can finally see I am inside a room that looks like an operation room. This is an ER. And I see around 50 beds. In each one of those beds, there is a pregnant woman. All of them are in labor or in different stages of pregnancy. Next to those beds, there were like little cribs for the babies. Um, all the babies had these huge black eyes of the grays.
Wow.
Um, and when I turned into my right, I could see coming from the ceiling a very white, bright light. And under the light, I could see finally, for the first time, the praying mantis standing there, huge, like so high. I remember the feeling of my brain making sense of what am I looking at? This huge insectoid, but
Yeah.
no, but I could see when you look at it, when it was so near, I could see like everything, the colors, and they've got even in their hands like it kind of it's when you see a spider with magnifying thing, you can see even the
Hair.
hairs and the little things. It was so beautiful. So I was in shock, but I did not feel scared or threatened. On the contrary, when I looked into her eyes, the mantis took me inside kind of her brain. I could see like 10 movies at the same time. So through her eyes, I could see this profound knowledge about this universe creation and our DNA and chromosomes. She is like a very high entity with a profound knowledge about everything. It was crazy, you know, and I was trying to see everything, and and suddenly I got out from her brain somehow. And that's the moment she tells me, now it's the time to do your job.
Mm,
So I did not really understand what that meant, but my feeling was all the knowledge I gathered about medicine since I was a little child, that was the moment for me to use it, helping those women and kids with the labor and the pain and whatever was going on there, but most especially with my empathy. I am a very empath person, especially with kids. I feel things differently and deeply. I sometimes I feel things before they happen, but we will talk about it in another time. It's kind of when I see kids, I kind of I can understand their souls differently. So it was very important for me to take those newborns, hybrids, and hug them and sing for them and kiss them and tell them that everything was going to be okay. For the women too, I checked every single one of them, and as soon as it started, everything ends, and I go back vacuumed to my bed where I actually kind of wake up all wet, like someone took me from the shower in pajamas. I feel lost. I don't understand what happened. And that's where I start to analyze again my experiences. Maybe I was having complications getting pregnant because of the cyst that was found in the pituitary gland was already causing problems, and I don't know if that was an implant. Maybe it's related to it too. I don't know if I have an hybrid child. I don't have a confirmation for that. But what I can say is that that first boy that picked me up in the desert till today feels very much as my own boy. I finally got pregnant in 2015 after 2 years and a half going through IVF and everything that includes. So my boy came to this world, and actually, since he was a little child, he was already drawing crafts and aliens with no explanation given. The only thing he was saying is like, "Mom, I just know," um, you know. So since he was a little boy, I was before he heard me talking about the phenomenon and my own experiences. He was already drawing his own. So I took this as a possibility for me to explain to my boy the phenomenon with very much responsibility according to his age. I don't want to him to fear, or I want him to feel and know that he's got me. Whatever he's feeling and seeing, I'm here for him. He's not alone. We have our own sightings together. He sees his own sightings. So this is not more a coincidence for me. This is synchronicities that got confirmations at some point. And I can even tell you that in one of those times that I came back from the desert experience and the hybridization program, I came back with a mark on my leg. And it was very weird because it looks like, the best way to describe it is like a cat paw, like 6 digits. Um, you could even see the holes that were on my skin, but I could not see um, like cuts. It didn't hurt. It took like 24 hours to disappear. It was big, like about 2, 3 centimeters big. And I don't have an explanation for it. Like, you know,
Yeah. You know, Polly, when someone tells me these kinds of things, I always look for a certain detail. They'll say it disappears very quickly within 24 hours. That's ET. Because, yeah, they will sometimes leave marks on a person's body, but it's almost always instantly healed.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
When my implant went into my hand, it healed in less than 6.5 hours. It just poof,
Hmm.
like that. You can't hardly tell that they did anything to me. There's one thin little teeny line, and I mean, it just was well that fast. It didn't hurt. I knew something had happened, and I saw the mark, and I was like, "Huh!" And it healed instantly. So
It's so weird. And so, that mark was because you ask yourself all the time, is this a dream? Like, what is going on?
Well,
But the
another thing you
mark,
said, excuse me, but another thing you said, which I thought was a really important detail, was the connection you felt to this little boy. Because we all have dreams, and dreams tend to be very choppy and very changeable, and they're all over the place a little bit. This was a very continuous narrative, but you felt this like was a real person with a real connection. And I think that's an
yeah,
important detail because I've heard that before as well.
yeah,
Uh, I've even heard
I
the
feel
people
that
describe the
very
tent,
much
by the
till
way.
today. Like, I really, I even miss him. I really would love to know how is he, if he's okay, what is going on with him.
I'm
I
pretty
I
sure
don't
you
feel that
already
way
know.
with
I'm
him.
positive you already know he lives with you. That's your
I
yeah, yeah. I had an
yeah.
experience with my own daughter. My great grandmother was a Same, Swedish Same, and she was very, very, very psychic. And when I was 21, I was living in Chicago, and she called me. She was in Atlanta with my parents, and she said, "I'm flying home to Wisconsin to be with my daughter, and I'll tell you why when I get to the airport." She had a 2-hour layover, and I said, I will come to the airport and stay with you." And I took her to a really nice restaurant and gave her a nice, comfortable booth to be in, and we sat there, and she looked me dead in the face, and she said, "I'm going home to pass away. This is it." And I was like, "Oh no," and she said, "I have something to tell you." And I said, "What are you going to tell me?" And she said, "You're going to have a daughter." And she said, "It's not now, but she's coming, and you have to name her after me because she's going to be psychic like I am. She's going to be a lot like me, and you have to name her after me." And I said, "Okay." And I'm thinking, no, because I had no plans, none, no. And years went by, and I'm 30 years old and get married, and then poof, I get pregnant, rapidly pregnant. I mean, boom, boom, done. There it is. The minute, the minute, uh, whatever that was, that when life hit, I knew it. She let me know. She announced herself.
Oh my God, me
Yeah.
too. You have to hear this story. Oh
Okay.
my God.
Yep.
Listen to this. I was, frustrated already. Frustrated because I did not understand why I'm not getting pregnant. Now, with my partner, we decided, we will try this last time. And if we don't get pregnant, we are going to take a period of time just to breathe again. And, so we did it the last time, the last infiltration with the IVF. Now, I remember so much. This was Saturday. We were sleeping. And so I remember during my sleep, everything was black, like I was seeing a black curtain. And in the middle, I saw this little baby, white, like a white baby, a baby in white, turning on and off. And this baby suddenly tells me, Mom, I'm here and I am a boy.
Wow.
I got mom, I'm a girl, I'm Emmy. And I was like,
Oh
holy
my God.
shit. And she talked to me through my whole pregnancy. We had
Oh
long, we had,
my God.
yes,
Well,
she
I
was,
remember I sat on the bed.
yeah.
I woke up my partner. I said, We are pregnant and it's a boy. And like the question was like, Are you crazy? Like, what the
No,
hell are you talking about?
no, it's so
We've
weird.
been waiting for 2 years and a half.
Yeah.
Calm down. Wait, we need to do that. No, we are pregnant and it's a boy. And 24 hours later, we are pregnant. And then it was a boy. So,
Yep.
wow, yeah, amazing experience. I'm so happy to share this with you because
Yeah.
again, people don't believe me, but it happens.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was a
I
communication.
know.
That's
I was in shock. I was
beautiful
31
thing.
when I got pregnant. I had her at 32. And if everybody, I mean, my mom, I didn't tell my mom right away. We went over to visit her and my dad, and she opened the door and she took one look at me. She says, "Well, you have something to tell me, don't you?" And I looked at her and said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "You're gonna have." I went, "What?"
Oh
She said, "Oh,
my
I can read you. It's there." And we knew it was a girl. We planned to have a girl. I mean, we just knew it was a girl. My husband at the time, his family was they had all boys. There are no girls. Okay, none. He has four brothers all together, and they're all having boys. And
So interesting. In my home, we are all girls, and my boy came to be the first boy
there
ever.
you go. I had the first girl.
That's funny.
It's funny. Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
It's something very special about that.
Yeah, and so this is why I love this so much because we can share things and compare experiences and
Yeah.
stories, and actually
Absolutely.
those are also little confirmations. So again, I think as we said, many things happened since I was 7, and I was getting confirmations all the time till today. It happens. So actually, we just need to listen
Yep.
to ourselves, to our dreams, to research,
Right.
and
We are
I
very,
guess,
the number one thing to get out of this is that we're all conscious. We're all psychic. We all have the equipment. We are all one together, and we can hear each other and we can know each other. And we need to evolve in perfectly into that. We all need to accept it and not fear it and move toward that, because that's what consciousness is. That's what being awake is, realizing that that's the way it is. You know?
exactly,
Yeah, it's funny.
exactly.
I was gonna be like, what shirt do I wear for the show today? I wonder what Dolly's gonna wear. I'm like, I'm just gonna wear my purple shirt. So it's funny to see. I don't know. I think you're wearing purple, Polly. I can't quite tell. Purple or
This
black.
is dark blue.
Oh, okay.
Dark
Close
blue.
enough.
Just so you know, I was going through my closet and I'm going, no, 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 no. Purple, yes, purple.
And you're holding the purple pen too.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a coincidence. Just saying. Synchronicity.
We're all
You're the
connected.
sweetest.
100, 100. Has anybody asked questions, Preston, in the chat?
No, not really. We've been getting lots of lovely comments.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys have any questions, certainly feel free to ask. We still have another 20 minutes here to go.
Yeah.
Um, so you really started to become more and more active in the UFO field. At what point? Because you've got your Facebook group Area 50, which is growing well and looking
Yeah,
good.
well, the thing
You've got-
is that at some point I was administrating more than 10 groups a few years ago in Facebook, and it became tough because it's a lot of responsibility, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I think as part of my own path, I decided to open my own Facebook group, because I felt also like, you know, every page has its own signature, let's say. And I think I felt there were things I wanted to share and I could not share in the different pages. So I said, you know, I'm going to open my own group, and still I keep supporting other groups that I decided to stay there. So if you want to find me there, the name is Area 50 Human UFO UAP News. And in YouTube by Polly Rotterman UFO. The same thing in Twitter and in Instagram. Those are the places. If you'd like to send an email and share your story or talk about something, Poly, but actually it's Polyrot, POLYROT 76 dot Gmail. So I'm always here for you guys, whatever you need, and always ready to support and share and find the best ways to help everyone, you know, as long as we hold hands. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun and
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
hoping, Preston and I are sitting on the fact that we're hoping that Polly's going to make a decision to join our network. She has an absolute invitation to do so. And so we're hoping she sticks her hand out and joins hands with us at our networks and comes on board and opens her own show, which I have a feeling would be very, very good, you know? And
Aw,
especially from Israel, we need somebody talking out there. And I think that you're right for this, you know? I really
thank
do.
you so much. Yes, we should hold hands all over the world.
Right.
And, you know, this field should not be a battlefield.
No,
We should hold hands, even though our different perspectives and, you know, but still we have a common goal. And so it would be my honor. Yes, we will talk about it.
It's very exciting. It's a good time to be involved in UFO research. So many people are coming forward with their experiences right now. I think we finally reached a climate that is a lot more friendly towards people because while there still are skeptics, and I think there always will be, I think the majority of people on this planet are ready to hear the truth and actually need to hear the truth.
yeah,
Uh,
Yes.
it's time that the truth comes out, and like you said, it's not the governments. We are the disclosure, and
right.
I don't think we can underline that enough. Uh, so it's very,
Right.
very cool to see you doing
Yeah.
all this work.
And I think we are going through very interesting times. You know, lots is going on in the Congress. Lots of people are working towards it. Actually, today I even saw Beatrice Villarroel, the astroscientist, sent a very specific letter to Arrow, you know, and she's asking also the right questions. You know, I think each one is trying to do their best in their field,
Mhm.
and we should support every single one that is trying to move this further.
Absolutely.
um so I don't know if we will get the final evidence that we need, but we are doing our best
Right.
to make it happen.
I think we should all enjoy the journey of it. I really do. I would hope that we all start to lose some of the frustration over it and head straight into this is it. We're going to do this,
Yeah.
and go with that attitude. It'll be a joy. That's what I'm hoping, that everybody jumps on board and says, this is a ride I want to make. I want to slide into home base going, whippy, yoo-hoo, yay,
Yeah.
and to get there. And it's the journey that matters. We're all on a journey, right? And it's constant and it never ends. And uh, let's enjoy this one. Let's literally enjoy this journey. That's where we're going to find joy in all this, you know? So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
All right, we
Well,
do
we
have a
don't have
few.
another option, right?
No, you don't. That's right.
We just got a few questions in, so thanks, guys. Here is one from, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to give it my Gut Go Zero At.
Hmm.
All right, it's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Any idea where hybrid children grow up and then live? Bases on Earth, other planets, among us covertly, or what? All
Hmm.
right.
Thank you so much for your question. Well, what I know is that, well, it's interesting because I had the honor to interview a very nice lady from Germany called Barbara Eberhard. And she talked about, she even went a step further and she was in the hybrid nurseries. And she's got a beautiful story with all the hybrids. What I saw, okay, because again, what I say, it's not the Bible, okay? What I say, it's only what I talk about, what I've seen and what I felt. So, what I saw through the mantis eyes is that the hybrids, because they get to be in touch with humans, sometimes with their own mothers, maybe like me, or maybe sometimes they bring very empath people to be in touch with the hybrid kids. They know better the humankind. They understand better our feelings, our emotions. And so, what I saw is that they kind of are going to be a mediators. Let's say, I don't know if I'm using the right term in English, but kind of mediators between um, the humankind and the aliens, making a better understanding between the two of them and the way it works, and combining the two for the future understanding and the future disclosure and everything. That
You're
is
real
what I
close.
saw.
Yeah. You're real. You're like this close to understanding it. There's two kinds of hybrids. They're the hybrids that stay with ET because they're lifting our DNA off the planet. They're taking all of
Exactly.
our families and getting us the hell out of here through our children.
Yes.
And hybridization just means that they're being prepared to live off of this planet with all of its ecological niches and its gravity to go somewhere where they can live there.
Right.
Then, then there are hybrids who do live here. The planet is loaded with them. I am one of them. And some of us remember everything, and some of us are still on that journey, but we're still hybridized. And it is not, when I decided to come out and talk because I felt compelled to, they made sure that I understood that it's not about to fix humanity. No, hands off. Okay. I can't give you information that would change things. I will not. But what I can do is explain their perspective, how they think of us, what they have hopes for us, what their how to help us understand their society, how to understand what's really going on here too. And that's a lot.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a lot. Trust me, that's a lot. That I'm supposed to be helping people understand the validity of their existence and help them understand the validity of their care of us and understand
Right.
the validity of what they hope for us, and and the validity of what we're able to do, just like them, if we work at it. That's what my that's what my mission is, and there are lots of us out there. That's why I keep wanting experiencers to open their mouths, because there's plenty like me out there. I want them to talk. Polly, you
Yeah.
have experience, you talk. That's important. And what you have in knowledge to teach is good too. Okay. And that's all we can do. That's really all anybody can do, is to speak the truth, the
Right.
valid truth, and bring it out there so that people have a way better chance of understanding the playing field that we're in with this, because there's rules for ET. They are not going to come here and solve all our problems. Number one, they cannot.
Right.
Okay. They are not here to heal all of us. That's up to us. We have the ability to do so. We need to develop the ability to do so completely. We need to find the truth in that and to heal ourselves. They are not here to give us technology. We're perfectly capable of building our own, and we do. And they have had unfortunate incidences where they have crashed, and we have gained technology from them through back engineering. It wasn't handed to them. It's honest to goodness that what we're going through right now is cause crashes, and we got it. We're kind of sneaky people, We're sometimes we're too smart for our own britches, and people have to understand that. The other thing is that most of the hybrids or the people experiencers will tell you to your face, it's that you have to do a couple of things. You have to stop hating people. You have to stop fearing or making people fear you. You have to stop trying to control everything and allow us to evolve, all of us, and not to exclude anybody. And it doesn't happen
Exactly.
through war, death, and destruction. It happens through community. It happens through empathy. It happens through education, those kinds of things. And we have to give everybody a chance to develop. We're all sovereign in our own bodies. We are all entities. We have our own lives to live. And we need to absolutely bring the truth of that out,
Yeah, it's amazing
Yeah.
because having interviewed a lot of contactees, you start to recognize them because they are very empathetic people.
Yeah.
They're very educated often, and not always, but very smart, certainly. But psychic as well, very connected to nature, very
Yes.
just kind people, very, very wise, kind, and psychic. There's just a certain, I don't know what it is about them. Or je ne sais quoi, as they say in French.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
And yeah, I
And
think that the term hybrid is a little bit of a misnomer because, as Dolly has made it very clear to me and really opened up my eyes, we are all one. So these are basically not aliens to us. We are not aliens to them.
We all have
So
this
we're
DNA,
all family. So
right?
you can
right.
call it hybrid, and I kind of get it, but they're just children, and the universe is fully populated. There are people there. It's very cool. All
I
right, we have a few more questions,
Okay.
and we're running out of time. We got 5 minutes, so I'll just pop these in pretty quickly. Fox Mulder, this is a good one, Polly. If you were debating a skeptic, what 3 cases would you put forth as the best evidence?
Wow.
I know what I would do.
I I I love the Ariel School incident, and just because it includes children, and those kids, in my opinion, they, I don't feel they are lying. They saw what they saw,
I agree.
and it's pure. Those are pure souls. They don't. Why would they want to lie? On the contrary, I think that case is, for me, one of the best.
It's undeniable. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
I
gonna
would.
leave myself out of this. You all answer those questions because I know what I think, and you go for it, Preston.
Well, I
No,
would
it's
actually put Dolly's case there as one that I think is absolutely undeniable. The French wave of 1954, there's no way you could deny that. I mean, there's so many. To me, it's the huge number of cases. It's like,
yes,
okay, knock one down. I've got another one lined up and ready. The Betty and Barney Hill case is so
yeah,
very thoroughly researched. It's got lots of physical evidence to it. They're so
yeah,
clearly sincere. But yeah, there's
yeah. We are not lacking cases,
Yeah, yeah.
you
I'll give you
know?
one that there wasn't a human involved or human like a is NORAD. Okay, the government won't admit to it, but it's true. They shut down an entire 8 silos. Boom, 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 boom.
oh, the Malmstrom case. Yeah,
In case, absolutely shut them down. You don't
perfect.
get better evidence than that. That is
I
nothing anybody on the planet would have
know.
done. Um, it's serious, and there have been a couple other ones like that worldwide, even. So, if you want hard evidence, that's it. That's why they won't admit to that one.
Yeah,
Is it's plausible
yeah,
deniability to them because if they admit that, they have to admit so much more. Okay, because that was ET, was not us, wasn't back engineered. It was the real deal. Perfectly.
Yeah, go to Dolly's Facebook and look up what she posted about plausible deniability, which is a direct quote from Talata for ET contact. She posted it on Facebook. It's something that really needs to be studied because it's got a lot of wisdom in this very
Information.
short paragraph.
Yeah.
and I think the Virginia incident is very important too. I feel many things happened there, um, that we still need to find out, especially with the people that supposedly died after touching the little creature. Like, there is so much still we need to research and lots of work to do, but we are doing it. So I think we are in the right path.
Yeah. You know what? We're running out of time. I should have gotten those questions in early. I think we can
All
squeeze
right.
maybe one more in. Let me see. Does Polly think USA will get disclosure?
We are working on it. We are working on it. We need from, if it's from the president, the final evidence. But, we are working on it. It's not simple, and it's not only for the USA, we need it for the whole world, the
World.
confirmation.
Danny Sheehan, the lawyer, really wants our president to come out and announce. He
Danny
really
Sheehan.
does. Yeah. He's
I
like,
think the moment the president will come and say, this is the bodies, this is
yeah,
the craft, and this is the reverse technology, from there we deal. Till then, we are still
Yeah.
we're working on it. It's the journey. We're going to do it.
All
Just
right.
exactly.
Who are the black-eyed children? I've never gotten any cases of the black-eyed children. I'm guessing they're demonic spirits. I don't know. I have not done a lot of research onto that.
Oh,
I don't know if
okay.
you
I'll give you a hint. No, they're not demonic children. I'm one of the black-eyed children. When I was aboard, I wore the lenses. I had pure white hair as a very small child. Because
yeah, but this is a
children of
phenomenon.
corn and black-eyed children are the same thing. We're the children of ET.
But
and
this
we're
is a
hybrid.
phenomenon where they knock on people's front doors and try to get in. It's
I
a
don't
different.
believe that. I think
Yeah,
that's
I haven't gotten a case, so I don't know. And Preston, have you heard of any stories about the black entities? I would need more information. Are you talking about dark skinned entities or demonic spirits? Or I don't know. So anyway, we're kind of
No,
out
and
of
I
time.
think we need to be very careful also, putting
yeah,
together the two phenomenons.
right. We can't conflate things, right? Because there are definite niches going on around us.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
Are
Stu.
those who have hybrid connections tasked with lifting humanity into a more love-based understanding of reality?
Yes, in my opinion, it is.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think, yeah,
Yes.
I like that. All right. I think we're going to have to say good night. So Really,
Thank you
this has been
so
awesome.
much, everyone. Guys, I love you endlessly. I could talk with you like for days. I love you and
We love you,
thank you for
Polly.
this.
Thank you
Love you
so much.
all
It was an
very
honor to
much.
Yeah,
have you on with us, and it will
Thank
happen
you.
again, I promise. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I get a message from our producer that you've jumped on board. I'm praying for that. Just saying.
Oh,
yeah. Certainly
Okay.
thank
think about it,
you.
Polly. I think you would do great. I do want to give
Thank
a
you
quick
so
thanks
much.
to all of you guys who were able to join us tonight. We truly appreciate it. We know there's a lot of choices for podcasts out there, but so we're really honored that you chose us and shared your Monday evening with us. We love all of you and really appreciate it. Thank you, Vincent and Sunny Burnett, you guys who donated. I know um, that it is amazing. What can I say?
Can't exist without
Tongue
you.
tied. Namaste. Olivia, thank you guys. Oguzan, really appreciate it. Sweet Joyce, hope
Oh,
you're doing well. We love you too.
love you back.
Um, Og from UK, I think I got that right finally. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for
Yep.
joining us. Benno from Oz, you guys are all
I've been
truly awesome. We love you, love you, love you.
All right. This has been the Light Gate this Monday night. We're coming to you live from the beautiful city of New Orleans in Louisiana at the United Public Radio Network at 107.7 FM and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network at 105.3 FM on the Gulf Coast. We're on Facebook, we're on Roku, we're on Rumble. We love you, Rumble, and we are on YouTube. I want you all to have an excellent week. We love you very much. Mwah. See you next week.
See you.